Happy New Year! And if you're in the market to buy an EV, well, you may have just lost the tax credit on the car that you were shopping for. So today's video, we're going to talk about EVs losing tax credits, which ones still qualify. So let's get into it. Over at Reuters, more EVs losing tax credits. In fact, 24 electric vehicles have lost their EV tax credit, whether it's the half or the full $7,500. They've lost it. And that is just the continuing shifting sands of the EV market. Right now, the EV market, at least in the United States, is going through a slower growth period. It's still growing, just not as fast as most automakers thought it was going to. So on Monday, January 1st, the Nissan Leaf, the Cybertruck, well, here's the thing. I don't think the Cybertruck would have qualified anyways because it cost over $80,000, and that's the cutoff for SUVs and trucks. And if there's some sort of loophole with the Cybertruck, let me know. But anyways, the Nissan Leaf, the Cybertruck, and some Model 3s, Chevy Blazer EV have all lost their EV tax credit. Now that is a bit alarming because the Honda Prologue, which is launching very soon, is not going to qualify for the EV tax credit more than likely, unless Chevy can shore up their suppliers to make sure that their battery components, etc., are from reliable sources that have nothing to do with communism or whatever the United States government deems as foreign entities of concern. So I mentioned 24 were lost. Only 19 now qualify for the EV tax credit from 43. Now, Tesla says the Cybertruck is likely to qualify for the federal tax credit for later in 2024. That's assuming they're able to come out with more affordable models, right? Because the Cyber Beast, about $100,000, right? So you'd have to go to the lower trims below that. I think there are only 3 trim levels to get under that $80,000 or $85,000 hard limit. Now, here's the big update for 2024. Now, it's not at every dealership, because here's the keyword: participating dealerships. But the EV tax credit, assuming you qualify, because you have to owe the government $7,500 in taxes for the year before you can qualify for this. But anyways, it can be finally achieved and redeemed at the point of sale. Previously, it all had to be done through your tax returns at the end of the year, right? Automotive News has now said more than 7,000 dealers have registered to offer point of sale EV tax credits. Well, this was at the end of 2023. Now we're in 2024. Obviously, that means here in 2024. So 7,000 of nearly 17,000. So it's still like such a mess, this EV tax credit. Yes, it's getting more convenient if you qualify, because you can get it redeemed at the dealership only if that dealership is participating. Otherwise, you're going to have to file it in your taxes. All right, with that out of the way, here are more vehicles that have fallen off the list. The Volkswagen ID.4, Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, X5 xDrive 50e, so plug-in hybrid from BMWs, as well as plug-in hybrid from Audi, the Q5 55. Cadillac Lyriq, again, like I mentioned with the Honda Prologue, now the Acura ZDX, because it is built on the same assembly line as the Cadillac Lyriq, is more than likely not going to qualify for that EV tax credit. Also, the Ford E-Transit van fell off the list. Volkswagen said on Monday it is in the process of confirming eligibility for federal EV tax credits after January 1st. What does that mean? That there's literally no information that other than they're working on it. Nissan said it's working with suppliers in an effort to meet changing requirements, but that's for the Nissan Leaf. We know the Nissan Ariya doesn't qualify because mid last year in 2023, they said, well, no, you can't qualify for the EV tax credit unless your cars are built in North America. Nissan Leaf built in Japan does not qualify. But the Nissan Leaf, its time is really short. We don't know when it's going to get replaced. And supposedly the new Nissan Leaf is going to be built in Great Britain and imported into America. And if that's the case, it's not going to qualify for the EV tax credit because it's not built in North America. Ford is also losing tax credits. It looks like maybe on the Mach-E, the Lincoln Aviator, plug-in hybrid F-150 Lightning still keeps it, as well as the Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring, which is a plug-in hybrid. General Motors noted all of its EVs would lose eligibility except for the Bolt, making the Bolt still the best EV buy out there, one of the best EV buys out there. The Lyriq Blazer, and therefore the Prologue and ZDX, more than likely are losing their tax credit because of 2 minor components. Doesn't matter like if it's a major component in this situation, because that is a big, it's losing its tax credit. That is a big deal. It doesn't matter how many components, just get it fixed, General Motors. But that's the thing. Can they get these battery component and mineral sourcing situation fixed to get those EV tax credit? It would help Honda and Acura a lot if they're able to fix that upon launch of those Honda and Acura EVs. So we're going to fueleconomy.gov because as of January 1st, they tell us which vehicles still qualify for that EV tax credit and for how much. So we already mentioned the Bolt EV and EUV qualifying. The problem is that those vehicles aren't going to be produced anymore. Chevy is killing their best EV. And they will be coming out with the second generation. We just don't know exactly when. Pacifica plug-in hybrid still qualifies for the full 7500 despite it being a plug-in hybrid. Ford Escape plug-in hybrid, it qualifies for half the EV tax credit. F-150 Lightning qualifies for the entire. Jeep Cherokee plug-in hybrid 4xe and Wrangler 4xe. Make sure to watch out my reviews on them. They both qualify for half of the full credit. So $3,750. We talked about the Lincoln Grand Touring Corsair. Rivian only qualifies for half of the EV tax credit. That is interesting, assuming you can keep the price under $80,000. I don't think that's the case for most Rivians. Tesla. Here's the thing. If you're getting Model 3, now you have to get the Model 3 Performance, in my opinion, because the base model as well as the long range have lost their EV tax credits. So the Model 3 Performance is like a bargain compared to those other Model 3 models. The Model Ys all qualify as well as the Model X. The Model S does not qualify. And that's it. Guys, that's a very short list of vehicles that qualify for partial or the full EV tax credit in 2024. All the Koreans, all the Japanese EVs, until they're built in North America, they won't have a shot at qualifying. And then you have to make sure you have all your mineral sourcing down pat, void of Chinese or other communistic influence. And then you also have to make sure your battery components, so other aspects of the battery, not just minerals, have to be sourced from the right places. Tesla, since we're talking about EVs, are going to hit a record in 23 for sales, but is falling short of Elon's aspirations. Elon wanted 2 million. It doesn't look like he's going to hit global 2 million sales. The estimated Tesla sales for 2023 was 1.82 million, up 37%, but Musk wants 50% year over year, which it worked for a while. I just don't think that was sustainable. And this 37% might be the last. Like, it's just going to keep going down. They're still going to grow. They're going to eclipse 2 million next year, no problem. But there's only so much they can do to claw away at market share, in my opinion, especially when competition is now on the market to an extent, right? Tesla still has great affordability. They have great software, etc. But a lot of people don't like, or they just don't want a Tesla if they want an EV. So there's lots of other options out there. Also in the Tesla camp, the Model Y refresh is coming in the next few months. The problem is the Model 3 refresh still hasn't come stateside, which is really frustrating if you are in the market for a Tesla Model 3. Not only are you losing tax credits on the entry models, you have an outdated one because the Highland over in Europe as well as in China has new styling, looks better, has new technology on the inside too. So it's just unfortunate that we don't get that sort of love here in the home market for Tesla, but we'll see what this Model Y refresh does for the brand. I also wanted to mention BYD overtaking Tesla's electric car sales in the last quarter of 2023. BYD is something to be scared of if you're most manufacturers. I've made many videos about BYD and their surge. They will never be sold in America, I don't think, unless they're built in Mexico, which, by the way, that is happening. A lot of the Chinese automakers are buying up land, making plants in Mexico, and they will be selling EVs in North America. That's one way to sidestep Chinese import tax situation. 25 to 27%, something like that, import tax on Chinese vehicles. But even if they're built in Mexico, BYD and other Chinese automakers, will their components and their minerals be sourced from non-Chinese sources? Because if they are, then they will qualify for the EV tax credit. If not, then they won't, and then they would probably have an uphill climb to sell here in the United States anyways. Speaking of uphill climb for EVs in general, we know that the market is really cooling off in the United States for EVs. Initial buyers already bought. You say first, the early adopters. That word was escaping me for a second. So people who've already wanted an EV, a lot of them have already bought one. And with really high interest rates right now and EVs just not having the same pull for new buyers is not assisted with the news going on with gas prices. There's a glut of oil going on, and gas prices will continue to drop in 2024. In my area, might drop below, well, it's been hovering around $3 a gallon, and that's not going to help EVs take off either if we have affordable gasoline for the masses here in the United States. How cheap on average? Well, in 2023, we were at $3.50 a gallon roughly, and it should be going down to $3.38 per gallon. Like I said, if it keeps going down, it's going to be very difficult for EVs to get a little bit more excitement around them, a little bit more interest. And I'll see you guys down below. With low gas prices and maybe EVs and the infrastructure not just up to your liking, let me know what your thoughts are on electric vehicles in 2024. I think 2026 is the next big step. We'll have most manufacturers on gigacasting, catching up to Tesla in some ways with manufacturing. We'll have all new software from these automakers as well. We'll see new collaborations. For the first time ever, a lot of the Japanese automakers and other Japanese companies, for example, are working together to improve their chances in a zero emission world. So I'll see you guys down below on the EV situation. It's always changing, and that's what makes it fun for me to cover. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you've made it this far. Appreciate you. Subscribe and have a great 2024. I'd love to have you with the channel, so make sure you're subscribed. Like I said, I got to cut myself up. Have a great day and peace.